Great. Now that you've signed up for GitHub and watched and starred the course repo, let's talk about issues a little bit and how we'll be using those. To do this, let's actually look at them. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my avatar up here in the top right. And I'm going to go to My Stars. So this is repositories that I've starred as being important, that I'm helping out on, that I'm interested in. If I click on Stars, you'll see now we've got this Montana Media Arts 110/20 Creative Coding Fall 2017. And if I click on that, that takes me to the course repository. And again, you see we've got that I'm watching this repository and I've started. So the options are to either unwatch and unstart, but we don't want leave them as they are. Great. Okay, so now an issue during code development is usually some sort of bug or a problem that someone is going to have to address and fix. However, we're kind of experimentally using issues right now in the courses I'm teaching as forums for the discussion of problems throughout the semester. So these could be problems like, I don't understand this concept, or I've tried X. Let's say you're trying to create a circle on the browser or some sort of oval shape, and you think you've done all the right coding and it just won't work for you. You can create a new issue, put in some of the code of what you did that you think should make it work, and then other people can respond to it. And here's the reason we're doing it this way, is that then this conversation will live on in perpetuity. So someone else who might have that issue can come to issues and search the issues to see if anything similar has already been addressed by the class. And because you're watching this repository, you all will receive notifications when new issues are posted or when they're responded to. This might become overwhelming, so we'll explore it and figure out what the best way to do this is. I'm still working on how to create the best community for you all in this online creative coding class. So let's look at the issues here now. So right now there are no issues. It's very sad looking. I'm actually going to switch from Firefox, in which I'm signed in with the GitHub user that I just created for you in the previous video. And I'm going to switch to Safari, where my personal, where I'm signed in with my actual personal account, and we're going to go to just github.com. And this is a part of the Montana Media Arts organization. So I'm going to switch to that, and I'm going to come down then to this repository. And this is how I can control everything. I'm going to go to issues again. And I'm going to show you. So to create a new issue, I just press this new issue button and title it. And the first title is going to be Week 1 Questions and Discussion. And what I'm going to do is I actually, over here, I'm going to come back over to Adam and copy all of these questions about creative technology and paste them in here. Format it up just a little bit. It got a little screwed up between the two. And this is what's known as the Markdown language, and you'll learn a little bit more about it next week, but you'll see once I submit this, it's actually going to be stylized and look pretty good. And so we're going to, questions about creative technology. Please respond to this issue discussing at least 3 of these questions. As your classmates respond, you should come back at least one more time and respond directly to them. And we're going to create a line here, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to submit this new issue. So again, if you have a problem throughout the semester, this is how you're going to come and submit an issue. And we see so that those 4 dots or dashes ended up being a line. So questions about creative technology, it asks you what to do as a heading 1. And again, I'll talk about that next week. And then you could write a response to it. So I'm going to switch back to Firefox with my example user. So Michael Music is my primary username, and that's the one you'll see me with posting to this repository and querying and discussing with you on these issue boards. But for the time being, let's switch back over. And if we refresh this page, now we see there's a new issue, and it was opened by Michael Music. And so I can click on this issue, and I can respond to this issue. And I could say, is creative technology or creative coding an art form? Number 2, creative technology is, and I would have my answer. I'm not going to influence you for the time being. I want to encourage in the space, but encourage you to talk about it freely without my thing. So blah, blah, blah. And number 3, blah, blah. This is an answer. I'm going to comment on that. Now let's assume that you've come back a second time and you're going to respond to someone else. And there's a really great thing that we can do. So we can say, I can actually use an @ mention, and this will allow me to respond directly to that person. So I'll switch back over to Safari, my Michael Music one, and we see the other M Music test has already responded. And I can say, that is so interesting, @M Music, and I'll use their username there. No. And this would let them know directly that I was interested in what they were saying. I agree with you on blah, but, and this is how you can respond to individuals about this ongoing conversation. And again, just hit comment and I'll come back up and we'll see it right there. I'm going to switch over one more time back to Firefox. And we now see that they've mentioned me in this post. So that's how you can respond to each other. And finally, you see right now there's no avatar for the test user. So it'd be nice if you put in some sort of picture that represents you. If you don't feel comfortable putting in your picture of your face, I understand, although I do encourage it. But just to show you how to do that, I'm going to come up here to the avatar and click my profile. I'm going to click on this weird avatar and click upload new picture. I'm going to navigate to my picture and click open. We're going to figure out how much of it to show. I'll probably show it all here. It's a good picture. It's that new profile picture. Great. And now when I switch back over to Safari and refresh this, it might take a moment for it to upload. Oh, I apologize. I do have to click update profile. And then it'll probably take a few minutes for it to propagate through the system, but eventually my image will show up over here then. And that way we can see who all is talking.